Hello. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon for Hillary over in Wales.
Yes.
And for Jory, she's in South Africa. 17.
It is very warm in that South Africa right now.
32 degrees, yeah, Celsius. That's and the Bayou
warm.
State, it's 70 degrees. Tommy. And Chris made a joke about the One Piece study, so the One Place study. So since Chris already said something about it, we have Katie on today, which you probably know because it's in the little description. She's going to be talking about the One Place study today, and then Mags is here as usual, and then me. So that's it.
Yeah, it's just Mags. I am whenever she posts that hang out with Sarah and friends. I'm the friend.
Yep.
I'm like her. What's her? What was the sidekick to Johnny Carson? McMahon. Here's Sarah.
Is it Sarah's only friend?
It says friends.
It says WikiTreers.
Does it say
Sarah and the WikiTreers? That's what the little title. It's like I have a band, Sarah and the WikiTreers.
Do you play any musical instruments?
I play the piano.
And do you?
I play clarinet and I sing.
Oh, we could have a klezmer band. I banjo or guitar.
Mm-hmm.
Banjo and guitar. We could do a klezmer band with that.
What's a klezmer band?
It's a Jewish band, a Jewish band, but there's newer klezmer bands that do some really cool music, so it's not a weird thing at all, really.
Mm-hmm. So
I'm still trying to pull something up. So can you talk about the date night? How did the date night go?
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Did anybody watch date night last night? I wasn't there. Mag wasn't there. Was anybody last night watching Julie and Aowen for Friday night date night? I was talking to Julie about it afterwards, and they said they were on for about 15 minutes chatting with people. But they said a lot of people were dating profiles. Anybody watch that? Thing. Oh, Hillary and Daniel did. Yay, that's good. I'm glad. Yay.
I hope to be able to join in 2 weeks from now, isn't it?
Are they going to join? How often are they going to do the date night? I mean, it's every Friday night, but how often are they going to be online on air?
I think I don't know.
I think the goal is to have every Friday. I don't think they're going to be long streams. I think it's going to be like short, like kind of like to kick off the night kind of thing. And if somebody wants to volunteer to kind of take over that date night too, if you want to host date night, you're more than, get in touch with Julie or Aowen. They're in charge of that. That's one more stream that if I did that too, that would be a lot. Friday and Saturday.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday.
Yeah, that would be a lot.
Yeah.
I know Chris and Greg were on Family History Fanatics yesterday talking about WikiTree too. I don't know if anybody watched that. I didn't watch either of them.
I did. I watched that one. They did a really good job.
That's good. It's always great when we have other genealogy community people bring us on when they want to talk about WikiTree. So,
yeah, that's exciting.
Yes, it's the Ambassadors Project. It's doing good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Chris is on the Ambassadors Project. Is Greg part? I think Greg is part of the. I should know, but
I'm in it.
My mind is. I know. Hey, Katie's. Yeah, us two are in it. Mm-hmm. All three of us are part of that. I'm not sure if Greg. I feel like he might be. I don't know. I feel like technically every WikiTreer should be an ambassador. Everybody should be promoting.
In a what?
an ambassador.
Mhm. Yes.
The "and" stuff fell off, and I'm like, what did she just say? Sarah, where's your mom?
I don't know. I didn't
So
because she usually because it usually reminds her
post her
if she's
phone number. I'll give her a call.
because she's part of the WikiTree members group. So if I
Yep.
remember to share it there, that's usually when she sees the notification. I forgot for this one, but she knows. I just sometimes she's busy in the morning. I don't know. I was talking to her last night.
She can't carry her phone with her to the beauty shop or wherever it is she's going.
She doesn't go to the beauty shop.
I just was throwing that out.
I know last time she was walking the dog or something. She went for a walk with the dog, or they go grocery shopping in the morning. I don't know.
Hillary is an ambassador, and she's doing
Yes, Hillary is.
She's doing a presentation this week. Where are you doing a presentation, Hillary?
Oh, nice.
What day? What time? Tell us. Tell us.
Tell us where you're doing a presentation. I'm actually signing my contract for because I'm going to be talking about WikiTree at the South Carolina Genealogy Society Jamboree.
No, that's Southern California.
What did I say?
South Carolina.
South Carolina.
Did I really? I knew.
Yeah, you're just thinking South Carolina because you got a Carolina girl in here.
Southern California. I'm sorry. I don't know. Because I was just reading the initials and the first
You're
thing.
probably not presenting now. Yeah. They gave you
Southern California Genealogy Society Jamboree. So I'm getting that's next year though. Not sure when. They haven't told me when I'm presenting. Just one Saturday I'm gonna be doing it next year. So yeah.
Oh, no.
We're waiting for Hillary to tell us where she's presenting.
You trying to make it come in focus, Katie?
She always has that problem. She's always never in focus. She's never focused.
The blur. That's kind of representative of my mental state right now. I have a cold. So.
Oh.
Okay, so I guess while we are, since I don't see anything in the chat, we will start to go. Well, how about our question of the week, Mags?
Really?
What is our question of the week
here? How y'all doing?
Hey.
Hey. We had a question of the week. Let me get it up here. Oh, let's go here. Share. There we go. So the question of the week was interesting, and it's a very timely question of the week. Do you have any political people in your family, any politicians in your family tree? We had lots and lots of answers. Lola Kelly's family ran Alabama forever, I think. She was her William Bibb, Thomas Bibb. They were both governors of Alabama. Ex-Supreme Court justice, I'm assuming that's in Alabama. Could be bigger. Relatives in politics and small town mayors and other offices. And she is a mortician. I followed a long line of morticians in the family. So Lola, that's pretty cool. You should have been on last week's too, because we were doing Halloween.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Gordon, George Davidson talks about Gordon Thomas Sanderson, who was a Democratic senior and distinguished himself in the Second World War. Depending on when he was a Democratic senator, he was actually called a anyway, there was the Democratic Party wasn't quite like the Democratic Party today back then. And Jonelle Costello says that she is related to Barack Obama. And let me do that. So I tried to do Jonelle and I, because I'm seventh cousins with Barack, or his dad, because I am a descendant of the Welborn family. So I was going to look and see how Jonelle and I are connected, and it didn't show me the connection through the Welborn family. So I'm looking, and I see my connection to Barack Obama. Ann Dunham is his mother. So if somebody wants to do that real quick while I'm still talking.
Mags, you can
Jonah,
go down to the orange box. Go back to the connection finder. Go down to the orange box. You see that little drop down? Scroll
not
down.
this one.
Not
This
that
one?
Yeah. Scroll down. See the little, do you see Obama's dad in there anywhere?
Nope. I don't see.
Okay.
Anyway, it don't show it. So if you can find Jonelle, her WikiTree is Wise4181. Oh, I wish I had that WikiTree ID. Wise. Mary Lou Gwynn says John Caldwell Calhoun, who was the vice president of the United States under Jackson, born in South Carolina, mother of his great-grandfather John, or hers. Michael Brown says numerous political figures. William Brown, member of the Indiana House. Governor Gretchen Whitmer of Michigan is his sixth cousin once removed. How fun is that? Steve Johns. Dan Norum. Morgan Foster Larson was the 53rd. I'm not mathing this morning. The 53rd governor of New Jersey. Cool. Niels Jefferson Knudsen are their common ancestors. A New Zealand prime minister. Cooley. Elsie Hagley is related to Jacinda Kate Laurel Arden. Lynette Hendrick says that she's distantly related to Barry Goldwater. My mom was a Goldwater girl, and that was a big deal in the 60s. Republicans. Let's see. Kathy Forbes, not famous ones, but my dad was a state legislator for 8 years, and I was elected to the city school board for 10 years. Go, Kathy. Those are big ones. Those are very big ones. Needham and Angier or I'm not going to pronounce Angier. I don't know how you would pronounce that. He was the mayor of Atlanta, and Dolly Tuttle Davis was married to Hilland Hall, who was governor of Vermont from Brian Lamothe. Here's a great picture from Alexis Nelson. Alexa. Every time we say Alexis's name, Alexa talks behind you. I'm trying to get her to talk.
Alexa here.
Yeah, Alexis Nelson says that United States Senator William Bliss Pine is a second cousin 3 times removed. He was 9 years older than my grandfather. They were all acquainted in Illinois. Let's see. Moving on down. Nobody famous, but David McIntosh did serve as mayor of Quincy, Massachusetts from David O'Hare. Dieter Lorenz. Rumors say that the unknown father of my mother was a well-known politician in North Rhine-Westphalia and Berlin. Since nobody knows his name, I unfortunately have to pass on this question. You know, that's not the only time I've heard this. And I'm not kidding. That people contact me wanting to know if I can find out if their ancestor was a well-known politician in North Rhine-Westphalia and Berlin. I don't know why that is, but this is so funny. That's interesting, Dieter. When you find him, let me know so I can answer all those other questions that I've had. Joyce Vander Bogart. Michael Auger was a member of the House of Commons, but I used him to answer the bearded question. Oh, fun. Bless you, Sarah. Those are the most delicate little sneezes I've ever heard. Scottish great uncle was an MP in the Scottish Parliament. That was from Greg Webster. President James Garfield and Kitty Cooper Smith. Kitty Cooper Smith, our 6th cousin, 5 times removed. Yay, Kitty. Nina Handy Merriman was one of the first women to run for town council in Bladensburg, Maryland in 1932. This is from C. Handy, and his 4th great uncle, William H. Bright, was a member of the Wyoming Territorial Legislature. Let's see, my direct English forebears, Thomas Harley. Woo, look at that line. Oh, my word, look at that. Linda Davidson, 14th Prime Minister of England. Boy, it took a while to get there, but we got James Jones, 8th governor of Rhode Island, is Barry Smith, fifth great grandfather. And let's see, Thomas Green, colonial governor of Maryland, is an ancestor. Judge Edmund Pendleton and John Motley Moorhead, first cousin once removed. Frank Blankenship. Lots of more great answers in here for people who have it. And there's 3 more pages. So lots of great stories. Yes, Katie, yes.
Emma?
Pardon?
I was just going to say that's a topic people like to talk about.
Yes, who they're related to. It is. Yes, Sarah.
And politicians.
Yes. So I was gonna say because so I have a directly related politician. My great grandfather was the first mayor of Samson, Alabama, and I know, and I am 14 cousins, 9 times removed from George Washington. Really distantly related to George Washington, but.
Do you guys ever play the game with your friends of brushes with fame? Like, who have you run into, or who did you talk to, or whatever? I ate dinner one night in the Russian Tea Room in Boston, back to back with John Kennedy Jr. He was on a date. Yeah, I passed Christopher Reeves and his wife walking down the street in New York City once. I played pool. I played pool with Paul Newman. I did. His wife is from my hometown, and her husband, her best friend's husband, and my dad worked together, and they lived in our neighborhood. And all of those kids were over playing in our front yard when Paul and Joanne drove up, and they all said, "Hey, come on over." And they had a pool table, and we tricked him into playing pool with us. So we did.
I don't think I've met any like really famous people. I don't think.
No, yeah. Well, that's another fun game to play. Is not only who is related to you, but who do you? I don't have any other famous relatives. Well, I have a nuclear physicist that's famous. But
I have. Let's see. I think my only politician is a cousin, Governor Roy Barnes of Georgia. Is a distant cousin of mine.
When did he serve?
Late night. Oh, let's see, 90s. I want to say. Let's see. It's been a while back.
So
that's about it.
I also want to mention that Hillary did answer. She is talking So Thursday for Massachusetts genealogists via a Zoom webinar. There we go.
Cool.
That's cool.
If you want to post that somewhere on the APG, we would know where to come to support you and throw tomatoes if you were terribly horrible, you know.
And then we have our
Hillary.
Then we have our weekly reminder from Pip. Don't forget to like the video, folks. Thanks, Pip. It was funny, Pip. We missed you last Saturday. You were supposed to come on dressed up. And then Wednesday we ended up talking about you too, because they apparently called a profile improvement project Pip.
we have some stuff going on in the chat with people saying who they're related to too.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Pip is related to Nixon. 10th cousin to George H.W. Bush through his mother. Were there any others? I'm looking to see.
Pip wants to start a new country called WikiTreeania.
WikiTreeania.
Can we only wear orange in WikiTreeania?
Yeah. Our flag would be
ran for provincial government. And then Brian, should I post this one?
Thanks, Brian.
I'll take that one down real fast. I didn't say it out loud. There we go. And then Terry Bradshaw, Janine Lee Eiselman Goodson. her ex-husband was a first cousin to Terry Bradshaw. If you don't know who Terry Bradshaw is, he's like a king quarterback in the NFL for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's also a Fox sports analyst host person. Anyway, so that's our things. That's
Question
our
of the week.
that's our question of the week. That's our thing of the week.
That's our thing of the week. So segueing from our thing of the week into another thing of the week, which is kind of related, because this week our profiles of the week were U.S. presidents. Which U.S. president are you mostly connected to? So our main anchor was George Washington, and we have some other U.S. presidents. John Adams, Abraham Lincoln, Calvin Coolidge, Harry Truman, Dwight Eisenhower, John F. Kennedy, Ronald Reagan, and George H.W. Bush. And there are other U.S. presidents. There have been plenty, but we just have a few there. See which one are you most closely connected to, guys?
James Polk. He's my second cousin, 7 times removed.
I am closest related to is Barack Obama.
That's pretty cool.
That's cool. Hold on, which one am I? According to the connection finder,
on my grandmother's side,
I am most closely. Obviously George Washington's my closest connection. I think I'm usually not that close to people 14 degrees. But I'm pretty close to George Washington. It's pretty cool.
My 6th great grandfather and George Washington, Martha Washington attended the same church.
That's cool.
Peter's Parish.
Rubbing shoulders.
Yeah.
Way back then.
So George Washington was obviously the first president of the United States, if you didn't know, since he's our main.
I'm also 14 degrees from George.
Yeah, I'm 14 degrees from George too. It might be the same line since we're cousins, Mags.
This isn't a real line. This goes off.
Oh, it's not a real line.
It's not a bloodline. It's a connection line, not a relationship line.
I'm 15 degrees.
So then we have all these people telling us how they're related. That's pretty cool. So obviously our question of the week and our profile of the week were kind of related and obviously tied to the current happenings of
what's going on in the world.
Yeah.
Or what isn't going on. There's a lot going on in the world.
Yeah.
And
there's a lot.
All of it is focused on the United States right now.
Yeah. But we won't talk about that.
Oh, Canada.
We'll talk about Canada instead.
Our home and native land.
Mags is my
emotional support Canadian.
Canadian emotional support person. We all need a Canadian support person. Oh, look, there's my mom. She's here.
About time, Joanna. We've been waiting for you.
Hello, Sarah's mom.
Yeah, if you're wondering what a Canadian emotional support person is, it's a funny thing that people have been doing on Facebook because things are going so crazy in the U.S. here lately that emotional support Canadians are on the standby. So that if you need support through this hard time in the U.S., we're willing to help you. And a lot of it has to do with emotional eating. We will send you poutine. We will send you tourtière. We will send you lots and lots and lots of good food. Beaver tails. Beaver tails wasn't even in the real list, but I added beaver tails. It's c'est bon pâtisserie canadienne. It's a Canadian pastry that's based here in Ottawa. So,
yeah.
Okay,
there you go.
And I just kind of adopted Mags as mine. I don't know if she was already claimed, but I claimed her now.
Got it. So. Here's the post. Here's my post about it. There you go. If we can see it. Is that big enough? Yeah, it's full screen. To our American friends, thank you for your request for an emotional support Canadian. We are really sorry, but we are experiencing a higher than expected request volume at this time. Please know that your request is very important to us. Feel free to have a seat on the Chesterfield and throw on Schitt's Creek, Letterkenny, or Corner Gas. They will make you feel better. Trust us on this. If you get hungry, maybe make up some poutine, a snack on some ketchup chips. That is a real thing here. Ketchup chips, coffee crisp candy bars, or Smarties, not rockets, but real candy covered chocolate Smarties. We use the name first. Again, we're really sorry for the wait for your emotional support Canadian. Things are a little tougher than usual with the border closed. In the meantime, please accept this virtual hug and please hang in there, eh?
Do you really say Chesterfield? Like, do people really say that?
Yes, they do here.
Huh.
They do.
My mom is not a fan of the beaver tails, Max.
Oh my God. How can you not be? Oh, they're incredible. They're like buttery goodness.
I've never had a beaver tail, and I don't want to have a beaver tail.
They have
so
chocolate beaver tails.
Joanna. So you can send my mom
a garlic beaver tail that is so good on a cold winter day when you're on the canal skating. You get a hot garlic beaver tail. It's like lunch all in one. You can't talk to or kiss anybody for like 2 weeks after eating it, though.
Sounds nice. Sounds yummy.
So crunchy, says Brian. About, I guess, beaver tails.
All right. Back to your political.
Back to I know we segued into something.
Sorry, I jumped off of it.
That's okay. So I brought up also the video of oops. How do you oh wait, this was a Family Tree. I thought I had clicked the other one, but Family Tree magazine did a little video about how to use WikiTree. So if you haven't seen that, it's a short little 7-minute clip. They kind of go into like how what our tree what our tree means, and like talk about how we're collaborative site, and they go into our honor code, and we give a thank you to Family Tree magazine for giving us making a cute little video about us. We very much appreciate it. Like I said, we like when other websites, genealogy websites and platforms and stuff, give us a shout out on their thing. What was that sound? Max, why are you laughing?
No reason.
Okay.
Nothing. I just crushed up something for the trash and realized I was still on air.
I was
so far gone, I couldn't stop.
I thought you were trying to make clapping sound.
I know, that's what it sounded like. It sounded like clapping.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Okay. Okay, so next thing on the agenda, let's look at our photos of the week. So, veterans, and it's actually Veterans Day next week here in the United States, and it's also Remembrance Day, I believe,
in
next
Canada,
week as well. Is that, did I say? I think it's Remembrance Day. About World War I and stuff.
Well, it's Memorial Day for all Canadian soldiers, and it is one of the biggest holidays in Canada. It's everybody gets together, and it's going to be so strange this year that we're not going to be able to show up downtown to be a part of it. They have a big ceremony around the cenotaph, and the unknown soldier of Canada is buried in this. It's a big park in the middle of. Anyway, it's really close to Parliament and everything, and we've been there for years and years and years to participate in it. It's a very incredibly moving ceremony and everything. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Well, yes, and also United Kingdom, France, Belgium, and Poland also observe Remembrance Day as well. And it's on the same day, same day as Veterans Day in the United States, November 11th. So,
which
okay.
is the day that the armistice was the day of cessation of fighting in Europe.
Yeah. Okay, so speaking of, so our photo of the week theme was veterans. So let's look at these photos. We have 48 images. Wow, that's a lot. Let's look. So we have this one, Daughtry Brewer. I'm going to kind of go through them fast since we have 48. But so we have Kingsley Bidgood. And at the bottom here it says the Australian War Memorial. So then we have Tex Adkins. It looks like it's a signed photograph that was sent.
Nice.
That's really
Cute.
To all.
Oh, this one was taken in Korea.
So with all my love.
With all my love, PFC, Tex Atkins. Corporal Sidney Reeves in uniform of the Royal Australian Air Force. Clarence James Eiselman, kind of a, looks like it was a photo of a photo. We have Richard Baker. He looks kind of young, in that photo at least.
That looks like World War II photo. Or later.
Yeah. It says 1948.
Yep.
So
right after the war.
You were close.
So we have Sergeant Victor Siggraves. That's a nice photo.
Yeah.
Virgil Ellis Trombley on a, look at that, on a plane.
Neat.
I like that one. It's a nice photo. Then we have, this is an essay, it's their certificate for the Sons of American Revolution. Albert Joseph Whittingham in his Navy uniform. I guess I could have put a picture. I always forget about this. I could have put a picture of my grandfather. He was in the World War II. He was in the Navy. Ernest William Smith Jr. A photo of a photo. Guys, if you, sometimes I guess some people don't have a scanner, but take that photo out of that sleeve and put it on a scanner. Scan it. Percy Nash at 40 years in 1942. That's a cool photo. Alfred R. Truslow Jr. I like that stance.
He has serious binoculars.
Yeah, right. Real zoom in there. We have Unknown, and Hugh Corbin in a little buggy, little car. Russell Thomas Stewart at attention with his rifle in Petersburg, Virginia. We have the Cole brothers serving in Panama. Lieutenant James M. Smith, Lieutenant Leroy Nelson, and Lieutenant Commander Matthew O'Hearn. Oh man, look at that guy. Michael Auger in Ottawa. That's a cool photo. I like that one.
I like that. He putting his hand in his.
Flags in Park Square. Dad on the left and his buddy Red. They're kind of on a break, and smoking a cigarette. Richard Lee Eilsman. Let's say we saw that guy previously in another photo. In Japan or Louisiana, they're not sure. Could be either or. This one's kind of a blurry photo. Raymond and Madeline Marianne.
It looks like one that's still behind glass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have So we have this is in France, 1917. Joe Morton and Harry Gannicliffe.
Medic.
Yeah, little thing, little arm thing. 750th tank training. That's cool. Training to be in the tank. Somebody's uncle, Colonel Al Hoover. A little small photo. It was in Europe. Private Leonard E. Pace. Captain Albert Kaufman Fetter.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, look at that sword.
Civil War. Yeah.
Stab people. Howard Dobson, father. Gordon, World War II. Sergeant John G. Rose, Seaforth Highlanders. That's the same one again. Somebody just uploaded a photo as I was browsing through here. My Father and Me in 1944. Dale and Dorothy, their wedding photo, and him in his uniform. So we have Merchant Marine Sherman Leslie Cummings with fiance Mildred Evelyn Bicknell. That's a cute photo. My father, Elwood M. Leach, World War One. Looks like a canvas photo or like something, the texture. Unknown Doughboy. I'm not even going to try to pronounce any of that, but this guy and then this lady with the dog in Brussels in 1920. Edward George Barbary. And then future Navy captain in ROTC training. Brother Donald.
What country is that, I wonder?
Huh?
What country is that?
Says New York. It's taken in New York.
Oh.
Yeah, but he could have been in another service and visiting in New York.
Maybe.
That is a very strange looking.
Yeah, let's see. Doesn't have anything attached. There's no person attached to it, but Brother Donald in a downed aircraft. Probably it's that same guy. Is it the same guy? Yes, it's the same guy. Same Brother Donald.
Maybe you can see where the uploader is from.
Well, looking at his name, William Fox. He's from New York. So
okay. It's interesting. The insignia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
William Fox, please tell us more about this this brother of yours. So Dad left with his mates Wiggy and Bill. Looks they're in Japan. I could tell that kind of from that statue they're standing in front of. Rayland with wife Elsie and son Ray. There's a lot of good photos. Cole's Blue Star Service banner with 6 stars. Con Slayton in Japan. Josiah Allen, 1864. That's a cool photo.
It is.
Long rifle. We have Conrad E. Nelson. Huh?
I said it's longer than him. Or almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Conrad E. Nelson, Marine, chosen Resort Korea, 1952. Alvin Bryan.
I'm sorry. That's one of the bloodiest battles ever fought by the U.S. is that battle.
The Korean.
Yeah, the Choisan Reservoir.
Then we have Alvin Cox, the U.S. Navy in World War II. Maurice Millar, RAF pilot. And that was the last one.
Great mustache.
I have one
to share.
Can I share one?
No. Yes, you can.
There we go. I have this picture of my grandfather right here. That is my grandfather, Fletcher Earl Galden Sr., with the 321st Wildcats. And this is taken November the 11th, 1918 in Dampierre, France. Let that sink in. This is the day the war ended.
Yeah, that was what to say.
Yeah. And you know those little badges, those little insignia that are on the patches on soldiers' uniforms? This unit was the very first one to ever make those emblems, and theirs was a black cat, and they were called the Wildcats. This was the Wildcat Regiment, so that's them.
Neat. So how did you get that picture? They just took it in as a...
It somehow it ended up in the North Carolina Military Museum, and I got it from them.
Neat.
I saw
Very
it and
cool.
found it and said, "That's my granddaddy. Can I have that picture?"
Apparently, my mom told me that my great uncle Fernando fought in Korea. I think I knew that.
My father fought in Korea. My other grandfather fought in World War II. He did 17 round trips of the Pacific Ocean as a troop transport commander.
Ooh, 17.
Yeah, he was at almost every major battle in the Second World War in the Pacific.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy.
My the same great grandfather who was the mayor, he was in the War One, but he was there mostly as a vet, doing vet stuff in, I think, France. I think, yeah, that sounds right. Mm-hmm.
Huh. That's something
veterinarian. Is that
veterinarian? Mm-hmm. Yeah,
oh,
sorry,
okay.
veterinarian.
That's interesting because he would have been taking care of the horses and the mules and the donkeys that were pulling the carts and stuff. That's cool. That's really cool.
I never thought about that they needed that sort of service.
Yeah.
So, because he was a doctor, but they had him doing the animals. So.
Do you know what else they did with horses during World War II, World War I?
Eat
they
them?
used them to they would use them to create a serum to try and fight the influenza virus. They would inject the horse because it wouldn't kill the horse. They would inject the horse with influenza virus and then draw serum, draw blood back out, spin it and do all this stuff, create a serum. And some of it was quite effective in treating the pneumococcus pneumonia that comes with these kind of viral infections. Isn't that interesting?
Cool. Very cool. So yeah, those were our photos of the week, veterans. So we will, since we're coming over, man, it's already 10:45. So we'll go ahead and talk about why we are here today. Well,
Sarah, let's give her another hour. You can talk for an hour.
I think Katie wants to go. Katie's like, no, guys, I am gonna be done.
Play studies.
Play the hour mark.
I want to hear about play studies.
One Play Studies. If you guys don't know, hold on, I have the wrong thing up. So our One Play Studies project, Katie is the project leader. So what is the One Play Study project, Katie? Please enlighten us.
Well, a One Place study is a study of a place. It's looking at genealogy and the history of a specific place. So generally, I think they're pretty small. So like just a town or township, or maybe even a sparsely populated county in the U.S. So what you do is you go through time looking at all the records and all the people who lived in this place. And you start to see these webs of connections form. And I think that is super cool because, you know, people tended to marry their neighbors. So it's really interesting to go through time and see the families intermarrying and trends in population and all that stuff. It's really neat, I think.
I have...
So,
sorry, go ahead. I was just nothing important I was going to say. Keep going.
I like to see them on WikiTree because, one, you can access them. They're public. other people can see your work. 2, it can help increase the connections in a tree. So, well, okay, you can go to the Green Gardens one that I.
Oh yeah, I also have another one pulled up too, but we can go to that one first.
Cool.
We can. So Katie, so this one.
This is my friend Jamie's.
You know, Jamie, the person who's also does a lot of stuff on WikiTree.
And looks like us.
Love Jamie.
Jamie is great. So she has been working very hard. She's added everyone from the 1860 census, the 1870, 1880, and 1900 census to WikiTree. So that's a bunch of different connections to the tree, hopefully making those webs even more closely connected with the one big tree. It's very cool.
So basically each one place study has a free space page to base their project off of, right?
Yes. So you make a free space page, and then you make a category. Well, the instructions are on the free space or on the project page.
So how do I make how to join? So first we want to check to make sure one place study isn't already there, right?
Yes, you don't want to do
because we want one. It's just like I guess like profiles. One person, one profile, one place, one profile.
We got it. Here, have an M&M. It'll help.
I'm not looking, so I'm not sure if I'm actually grabbing it.
They're gone now.
Oh, okay.
Let's see.
Why would somebody want to do a place study? Give me some reasons why somebody would want to do a place study.
I think typically people do a one place study if they're connected in some way to the area. Or maybe they live there. Maybe I want to do a one place study of the town that I live in now. That could be kind of cool. But I think people mostly research a place because maybe they're stuck on the research. Like I know Jamie researches Green Gardens because she has a very tough brick wall there. So she's trying to see how all the families connect to try to get some hints for her brick wall.
It's like looking at the census record and not just looking at the person, but looking at the neighbors as well.
Yeah, it's just like it becomes this whole network of everyone.
Yeah, big network.
It's the fan chart.
Do you know that place studies are really helpful with mitochondrial DNA? I just thought I'd slip that in there.
Very
segue.
Not a segue, I just slipped.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think one place studies I've been wanting to do it for the one town that a lot of my maiden name, Callis, there's a lot of them there. There's a lot of Callis and also other surnames. And I've really been wanting to do it, see if I can break, because Virginia is because that's the Virginia side, it's one of my brick walls. So I feel like maybe that will really help.
You should do it. That sounds like that sort of cluster research could help.
Well,
so maybe see which families they intermarry with.
Yeah.
Hillary asks, can you take over a study if a person who set it up has left WikiTree?
I don't see why not. I don't think they should be left managerless.
I guess it's just like profiles,
Yeah. Contact me if there's something
A
like that.
couple people are commenting on the place studies that they're working on.
Mm-hmm.
So we have another question. So Tony from Facebook says, would it be appropriate to base a one place on the tenements of New York City from 1880 to 1940?
That's a cool idea.
I would say start small. I don't know what the population of that would be.
That's very small.
The tenements?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That would be cool.
Do it.
Then. Also, plug for the Tenement Museum in New York City. If you're ever in the area, it's one of the coolest museums I've ever been to.
Tony Francovilla, have you heard of the Tenement Museum in New York City? I bet you have.
Probably. Yes, Pip Shepherd, we should do one for Still Creek. I have several lines there. We are cousins somehow. We haven't figured it out.
Figure that out.
Tony, yeah, you can email me or answer on the G2G post, and I can get back to you on that.
And then Chris was saying that he made an Italians in Haverhill category. Should I make a one-place study based on that book?
So was the population of the area only Italian? Was it like super heavily Italian? Usually a one-place study, it researches everybody, not just one particular group. We can talk about it more though.
Mm-hmm.
Since Chris and I talk on Discord, so.
Yeah. Doing one-place study using a newspaper search. That would be very cool.
Oh yeah, that would be another good thing. So obviously Jamie has added a bunch of people from the censuses for hers, but I wonder if there's anybody that she's missed. People moving maybe to the township between censuses, and maybe they moved or died. That's another way to get people for your one-place study. Mm-hmm. So yeah, and you're looking at all the records you can get to.
Does the project box have a one-place study example?
No, but I did open up another one because they have here.
Yeah.
South Pole Devon one-place study. And this one has images too. It looks like it doesn't have a profile manager, but I thought it was cool because it had the images and it shows the population by census year.
That's really cool.
This one is England. So, it doesn't have, it could be anywhere in the world. And the cool thing is some people will, like I see on other sites, why would I want to have my one-place study on WikiTree? And I think it's because you can have that category at the bottom like Jamie does. And you can basically connect you can make all the profiles for the people living in that place, and you connect them all via the category. And then you can see how then they are connected to each other. I think that's like everything connects. And I think that's a great why one-place studies on WikiTree are fabulous.
Mm-hmm. Susan Anderson wants to know, she set up a category under Massachusetts for tobacco parish. Should I convert this to a one-place study?
Well, you should definitely keep the place category under Massachusetts. But yeah, that can be a one-place
Benjamin suggests just connect them together. Create a place study and connect them together.
Yes, I believe we have something upcoming on the template for the categories that will, if there's a one-place study for that location, it will link to it. But one thing about the big long list of the category before you moved on from that, she uses that when she's adding more people from the census. It's really, really helpful to have that big list of everyone in one place. So you can maybe be like, this last name, I wonder if they're cousins or something. So you can do the research to kind of connect those people and see how they fit in with the family. So that big list has been really, really helpful.
We think you should take over that study.
Sure.
Hillary, absolutely. You go for it, girlfriend.
Hillary, do you already have the badge? Let's see.
Wait,
I'll take care of that.
Okay.
I was going to ask Hillary if she had the badge.
So it looks like it. So how are the categories organized, Katie? Because it says these are the one-place studies listed alphabetically, but then I feel like there probably are more one-place studies than this.
Probably.
Or maybe not. I don't know.
Delved into the categories yet on there, other than creating some new ones. So.
Okay, because we have the North American one-place studies. Oh, there's only 2 in there.
I don't know. I'll need to work with categorization. I don't know if Nat and Steve were trying to do something with that.
Susan Anderson was asking about, she has categories for a place, but hadn't created the place study. And then Benjamin said, connect them together. Can you explain to her how she would connect together the place study and the categories, please?
So
you would add the category information to your place study page where you're discussing all the stuff about the place and the people who lived in the place, where you're giving it color, and you would suggest to the people who are helping you work with it to add categories to their own profiles and that kind of thing. That's how you would connect them together. Just link them off the page of each page to each other.
So let's see. Can you go to a location category, Sarah?
like this one? Or just a regular location like this?
No, I think that's good. I think, yeah, Will County. So I think Steve and I talked about adding, if there is a one place study, it will be in that little box at the top.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think that change has been made yet, but I think that would be really helpful to be able to see the link.
Yeah.
And
you can also, if you also want to, you're able to search for, at least for categories, or all WikiTree pages. So like if I were to look up South Pool Devon on basically all of WikiTree, like if you're not sure, and then look, it shows you there's a one place study. And then you can also see other things that mention, I guess this is another way to like get more information about your one place study on WikiTree.
What is the one that Susan Anderson is looking for? What's the name of the place? I'm trying to scroll back. Susan Anderson, what's the name of your place? We'll see if it's there.
Or see if anybody.
See that?
Tobacco.
Oh yeah, there you go. Glad somebody else found it. Hillary needs the badge, Jamie. Or Jamie. How funny! How funny!
What? What's funny?
I called her
me Jamie.
Twin. I called her twin. Katie. Katie and Jamie are so similar, and I know both of them, and I love both of them, and it's hard to keep, even if you're standing looking at them, you want to call them the other's name. Sorry.
There's a height difference.
No, there's not. You're both.
Yeah, there is.
You're both
Jamie's like this
incredibly tall.
Let's just look up Tobacco, because I feel like Parrish maybe didn't do what it was. So look, it's kind of funny because then if you look up, you can see name studies maybe that would be related to your one place study. I don't see the category. Hold on, let me look for categories.
The Andrus name study I know is a huge and well done name study, and so that may give you some information.
Mm-hmm.
The Andrus one, Andrus.
So this is the category you set up, Susan. What is it? So also when you start, so for categories, I know they want as little information on the category as possible. So I would take all of this information and put it on a free space page.
And just have a one-liner on your category.
Yeah, categories shouldn't be for information about the place. You should create a free space page about the place.
Yes.
So I would take all of this and put it on a free space page.
There you go. She says to look under Ipswich.
Ipswich, Massachusetts. Yeah, I see that here. There's another category. It's like all that should be on the category, at least for locations, is this little box and maybe like a little blip about little summary about it. And that's pretty much it. That should be on a category page for locations. So I would go ahead and start your one place study. Susan, just take a list.
Go ahead. Come on.
Have a good base.
Turn your camera on and come on, and Katie will help you set it up right now live.
And look at all these people already in this location. You have a lot. You have a good. I basically feel like you've already started.
Yes.
Yeah. That is a one place study.
Yeah. So I would make a free space page and boom.
Oh, have you found anything fun in your all of your research that you've done from this parish? I wonder.
A place study would be particularly interesting if the place name changed, like Port Fairy and Victoria used to be called Belfast. Yes.
So would you would there be a different for stuff like that for places that the name changed? Would you have, I don't know, maybe two different, like for certain type? I don't know. My brain
Well,
hurts
it's
now.
the same place.
I'm-
Technically, it's the same place. It just has a different name. But what you could
Yeah.
do is to interlink the categories. So you have a category called Bubba's World and categories called Smith's World, but they were the same town. You could have categories for each one of those, but have them both linked to the place study. And discuss
True.
that on the place study about the name changes.
Or if you wanted to, for example, with the Port Ferry and Belfast example, if you can limit your one place study just to certain years, so you could just do just the Belfast portion, and whenever it changes to Port Ferry, maybe that's in more modern times. There's tons and tons of people, so you could limit it to the more historical part.
Should the Italians in? I can never say that name right, so I'm going to do in that one place.
Haverhill.
That's not how it's supposed to be said. He always says I say it wrong. It's not Haverhill.
Is it Haverhill? Haverhill? Haverhill?
I don't know. Should the Italians in Haverhill OPS be a Haverhill OPS instead of having the Italians? I feel like you can still have the category for Italians in Haverhill, but if you're making a one place study, it has to be about the whole of Haverhill.
Yeah.
And but maybe just have that category within the category for the one place study. Yeah, I feel like that.
It's Haverhill.
Haverhill. See, I knew I was saying it wrong. Why would they spell it Haverhill if they wanted it to be called Haverhill? That's all I'm saying. Sorry.
That's another thing. If you, Benjamin said, it makes it interesting because the place then is divided by time. So if you really wanted to do we recommend you keep it small, like a parish or a town at first, especially at first. But if you did want to do a larger place, I would say limit it to certain years so that there's a finite number and you're not having like hundreds of thousands of people. Because that would be a lot of work for one person.
Yeah. I saw that some people are doing these street studies, like for certain streets, like really narrowing it down to like just a street.
That would be like doing a tenement in New York.
I think somebody, a past leader of the project, determined that if you just want to do a street study, that it would not be a one-place study.
Why not?
I don't know. I would have to ask.
It would be where.
I mean, you're the leader now.
Yeah, you're the leader now. Oh, geez.
I haven't thought about street studies.
You have lots of things to think about now, Katie.
I know.
Because the only reason I mentioned that because I saw on Twitter that about that and how there's a new, because you know how they have the one place study directory. They started like this one street study directory kind of thing similar to that. So I feel like if maybe you could have like if people were actually interested in that, maybe you could have like a sub project for street studies. I don't know.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, that would work. I don't know what the rationale is behind this, but it says if you want to just study one street, that's a free space page all your own and not really part of this project. I have to ask around and see if there's something I haven't thought of.
Around the tree.
It's like a micro one place study.
Yeah, like really getting into like. Yeah, I think it'd be interesting, or like a little, maybe like a little block, like a specific neighborhood. I don't know how small a one place study is identified as. Like you're doing like just one little area. I don't know.
I will keep researching on that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we are way past the hour mark, guys.
Yeah.
I said we should
4
give
minutes.
Katie another hour.
I don't know if anybody has any other questions about the one place study. Katie already kind of went into how you can join the one place study. Basically, make a free page and post on the G2G. Be like, hey, I got a one place study.
And if you have questions about like the scope of your one place study or whatever, you can email me. And I need to check that G2G post.
So yeah, if you have questions about the one place study, check with Katie. And I think one place studies are great. If you want to share your one place study with us, please share it. I'm looking to start, featuring one place studies on social media. So if you see a great one place study, Katie, if you can find, anybody, let me know. Kind of showing our one place study fabulousness on WikiTree. So, okay, Chris is going to include a pronunciation guide for Haverhill on his. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
You should put how to pronounce things. I think that's a great idea.
There are some one place study free space pages that get quite into going over all the schools in the area and what local industry was. That's also it's also something you should look at.
People are getting excited. They're going to start connecting.
I know. This is exactly the point of these, to get people excited about stuff. So I'm excited. Maybe I'll start my one place study today.
You should. I should just get an avalanche of emails.
But you're probably going to go straight to sleep right now, so you said.
Yeah.
Maybe you're too excited to go to sleep now, Katie.
No.
Yeah. She looks pretty excited, doesn't she?
She's like, okay, I have to do all this research and start.
To talk about it. But I can go from excited to sleep in like 2 seconds. So.
Me too. I'm the same. Okay, so I guess I don't think anybody really has any other questions. And we covered a lot of good information. Brian says he's definitely starting a one place study.
Pip,
I think a lot of people.
Pip, don't do a place study on Mecklenburg County, North Carolina. Do it on the towns in Mecklenburg. You're going to be getting too huge a study if you do it on an entire county that is the size of Mecklenburg County with a population of Mecklenburg.
He said I think he was meaning 3 towns. Yeah, because like Still Creek is where our shared line intersects somehow. And we still haven't figured out how we're cousins, but we know we have to be cousins somehow. I would definitely help with the Still Creek one, Pip.
Ooh, you got the big boss in. Get the big boss in. Katie,
okay.
The boss.
So until next time, I think we will go. Thank you all for joining and being excited about one place studies. I'm excited. Katie's excited. Mag's excited. Chris is excited. Hillary's excited. Pip is excited. And on that note,
Chris is excited. Chris is so excited. Did you guys notice? Chris is so excited that he was speechless. He kept going,
Okay. Thank you all. We love you all.
We do.
You all do great.
We'll see you next
week.
Bye.